created by agents for agents. The one that offers you the ability to make more money, having more stability, and having a future with a pension. Really, we are going to change the market, and I'm very confident of that. Before we start, I want to tell you a secret, small secret. One, this was my biggest secret, and everyone was asking me lately, where are you? How come you're so quiet? So we're getting ready for this big launch next week. The second story that I want to tell you, I had lunch with a very large developer in Israel just last month. About 6 weeks ago. And he was telling me, Mayor, you need to understand, we have Netflix, Uber, Tesla. The world is changing. COVID has changed everything. And this industry, our industry, is going to be changed. Wake up. eXp is coming. eXp is growing in the US. And I had no idea that's the truth. I had no idea what eXp is. I just heard the name and I started learning. And it's only when I got a phone call and I promised to myself that I'm going to mention my 3 partners in crime, Hernan Glazer, Maurice Farage, and Linda Levy, called me and said, Mayor, can we chat? That's the day that my career has changed and we're bringing now eXp to Israel. And it's my honor now to introduce Jason Gessing, our CEO. Welcome.
Thank you, Mayor, and fantastic job on your comments just now. And where's Michael? Michael's here. I know Michael and I were together last week in person, and initially I think we were going to do this a week ago. So Michael and I have been on the edge of our seats waiting for this, and we couldn't be more excited to be here this morning. And thanks to each and every one of you who have taken the time to dial in and be part of this conversation. And I guess this is the true evidence that it's always 5 o'clock somewhere. So I hope everyone has had a beautiful day. We launched this company in 2009, and really it was in response to the global financial crisis at a time when, around the world in many markets, sellers couldn't sell, buyers couldn't get financing. And so the revenues of real estate brokerages really dried up, but you still had those fixed costs of doing business that weren't going away. And our founder, Glenn Sanford, in his wisdom and with his technology background, recognized at the time that the technology existed where you could have all of the collaboration, all of the socialization, all of the support, all of the training that you would have in an office, but without the expenses of the office. So it is a true statement to say that over the last 12 years, we have been spending a lot of time really primarily building communities of agents across markets without those costs. And so even in the midst of the pandemic that we've all been through and continue to work through in some markets, our agents from across the globe are learning from, sharing with, and developing deep relationships with their fellow agent owners inside of eXp World. So eXp World, as you'll see, is our proprietary avatar-based, best-in-class virtual campus built for business and relationships. So inside of eXp World, you will find sales meetings that you can attend and classes. I think we're doing in excess of 100 hours weekly now of live instruction on a variety of topics that are suited to different markets. We've got soccer or football matches. We've got speedboat races and just socialization and conversation. And during the pandemic, eXp World really became the destination for agents that were looking to take their business to the next level, for agents who didn't know how to pivot, for agents who wanted to stay ahead of the evolutionary curve of the consumer, for agents who were in need of healthcare, for agents who are seeking greater opportunity to build a team, an organization, or a revenue share group across all of our markets globally without incurring the cost or the liability that's typically associated with establishing a brokerage of your own in even just one market. As a company, I think there are 2 keys to our success over the last 12 years. And I will tell you today, we've got in excess of 56,000 agents in all of these different markets. We are described by many of the industry experts as the fastest growing brokerage in the history of the industry in North America and one of the fastest growing globally. We have individual markets outside of North America where we are the fastest growing brokerage. Michael may touch upon those. So I'll stick to my script. I don't want to steal anybody's thunder. But as a company, we've recognized for a while that the 2 keys to our success are, 1, building the community about which I just spoke, but also agent ownership. And so in 2013, we decided that we were going to be a public company, and we were going to do that not in order to go out and raise money, not because we wanted to cash out. It was really all about making sure that the agents were recognized for the importance that they bring both to the transaction and to the brokerage. Without agents, there are no revenues. There are no relationships out in the field. Agents are the ones that are driving the business. They're the ones that are the trusted advisor. They're the ones in whom buyers and sellers have great confidence when they do a great job. And so for us, it stood to reason that agents and brokers at eXp should be shareholders of eXp World Holdings, which is our public company. It trades on the NASDAQ. And so our agents, every one of our agents, almost whether they like it or not, right, are going to be shareholders of eXp World Holdings. And that means they get to participate in the success of every single thing that we do. And we have programs that allow agents to be shareholders. So you don't have to go into the open market and buy shares like you would if you were with another large public company. You're going to get shares just for doing things that you're going to do anyway. Or closing your first transaction of the year, perhaps capping because you've produced at a certain level, for bringing another agent over to the company when that person starts to produce. You can also receive a percentage of your commission in the form of company stock at a discount to the public market if you so choose. And we don't have a royalty, we don't have a franchise fee. So for many of our agents, it's a welcome opportunity to take that 5, 6, 7% that they're accustomed to and actually putting it towards something that's going to benefit them, their family, and their future. So this concept of agent ownership really has transformed the relationship between the brokerage and the agent to one where the agent's voice, input, feedback, and contribution are paramount. And every day, more than 55,000 of us from around the globe bring our diverse professional and personal backgrounds to the shared effort of building the very best company we can because we all own it together. So with Virbela, the platform upon which eXp World is built, our agents are owners of that. If we get into mortgage, our agents are owners of that. If we get into other businesses, our agents are owners of that. All of the companies and individuals that are using Virbela now for their own business outside of real estate and property, our agents are beneficiaries of that. We have agents on the public company board of directors, and we make decisions based on what our agents tell us will make for the best experience that they could possibly have, because we know if we deliver that experience, everything else will fall into place. Growth will take care of itself, and we will continue to do great and amazing things. I should point out that our cost structure using eXp World allows us to be in unlimited numbers of markets, but with a lean but very interpersonal and engaging staff, some of whom you'll meet today. Our ability to operate in all these markets without the typical expenses allows us to have a revenue sharing program, which is the envy of the industry. And so every month we have agents who, whether because they brought over one agent, they brought over 10 agents, they brought over a bunch of agents because they're credible and respected in the business based on what they've done. We have agents who are making hundreds, thousands, and in some cases, tens of thousands, and in even some cases, 6 figures monthly, in addition to their commissions on sales, just by helping the company grow. During my lifetime, I've watched Amazon come, I've watched a lot of things come and really take root and become popular, become fashionable, and also in some cases become the new norm because it just makes too much sense. And I will say to you, during those times I've looked back and I've said, why couldn't I have been there when this first started? Or why couldn't I have been aware of this when it was about to take off? And I'm going to suggest to you respectfully that this is one of those opportunities. It's a chance to change your life. It's a chance to take your business to the next level. It's a chance to change the life of your family. And it's the chance to change the lives of agents who don't even know that we're in Israel or about to be yet. And they won't know unless and until you tell them. It's an opportunity to continue doing what you love in new and exciting ways, and knowing that your continued success will build wealth and financial freedom. We truly hope, and I know I speak for everybody on the call, we truly hope that you'll come join us and be part of something very special. Thank you, Mayor.
Mayor, you're on mute.
Thank you so much, Jason Gessling. I appreciate it. What an honor. You touched on a few points that were super interesting. One is, just in the past few weeks, thousands of agents joined us. And I suggested that we sometimes check per hour, when we sleep at night, how many join globally. It's unbelievable. And the growth to so many countries at the same time. And I've been hearing about the different millionaire agents. And we're going to explain how everyone can become a millionaire agent later on when we explain the model. But I keep hearing about those agents that converted some of their commission into shares. It's unbelievable. We're all together, one community, partners to this one big project, eXp. And by the way, ask me later, we'll have time to ask questions. And in Hebrew is okay too. What does eXp stands for? It's one question that I've been asked. So we'll deal with it later on. And now I would like to introduce Michael Valdez, our global president. And I have to tell, and I will share with Michael, and I think I told him once before, but I was not sure about my next steps in relation to eXp. That's the truth. But when I got on with Michael on the phone and we started chatting, within a few minutes, I knew eXp is something I believe in. We're gonna make the difference together. Thank you, Michael, for your support, and welcome.
Mayor, thank you very much for your leadership and for that of your team. We are so excited about Israel. I have visited your beautiful country many times. And one thing that really stands out that we've said already on this call several times is the sense of community. And it really is about a beautiful culture and always helping one another. And that to me is the essence of what eXp is. It is the idea that the agent becomes the brand. It is the idea that the agent is able to help not only themselves and their families, but their communities in making a huge difference. And that to me is the beauty of what this model is. This is where we go into events, and I've been to many events now with Glenn Sanford, our founder, with Jason, with other leadership, where agents just come up to them and say, "You changed my life." There is no other company that I know of where an agent will say their company changed their life. I was with a competitor for 15 years that represented 6 brands. Those words were never spoken there. And that to me is the huge difference of what we're talking about when we talk about eXp. We have spoken about the fact that this is now a movement. This is much larger than any one of us singularly. And what we are doing now, it's almost a responsibility for us to share what this beautiful gift is, because it is something that changes people's lives. When you come and you say that to someone, when you say that revenue share allowed me to get a life-saving operation, or revenue share allowed me to retire, or a new one that Jason and I heard just a couple of months ago, to retire my parents. That was a beautiful one. Just last week, one of our top agents said in a Facebook live statement that she was able to retire her husband of 25 years at a corporate job with rev share so that they can go and enjoy their lives. You can't put that on a P&L statement. That is something where those lives that are changed forever. And so for me, it is such a gift to be able to sit here with you and your team and talk about what this beautiful gift is that's about to arrive in Israel next week. So I'm going to share a little bit about who eXp World Holdings is, and then I'm going to bring it right back to you. So eXp World Holdings is a publicly traded company that is made up of several other companies as part of this. eXp Global and eXp Realty is the brokerage side of what eXp World Holdings is. Verbella is going to be the technology platform by which we all operate. And I know that in this presentation, we'll be talking about this in greater detail, so I won't spoil a lot of what this is. We also have Success Enterprises. Success was the largest private development and personal development company that existed, along with Success Publications and Success Magazine, which is a 124-year-old magazine. This is something that is owned now wholly by eXp World Holdings. We have Showcase IDX, which is a platform in the United States. And we have Frame VR, which is a 3D version of virtual reality, which is now being used in a lot of different ways with eXp, and you'll learn a little bit about that as well. Next slide, please. Thank you. So as we have said, we are one of the fastest growing real estate companies in the world. We have now in the last year, along with what will be Israel next week, will be now in 16 countries around the world. We opened 13 of those just in the last year. So it is indeed one of the fastest growing real estate companies in the world. We are now actually at 56,000 real estate professionals. We keep having to update these slides because, as Mir said, we keep growing overnight, literally. So we add several thousand agents globally every single month, which is amazing. And then we're doing it also in a way that shows the quality of who we are. So for 2018 through 2021, Glassdoor has nominated us as one of the best places to work. And this past year, we were the only real estate company in the top 20 of any sector. So that was incredible to really say that we're growing, but we're growing effectively and with quality. So Virbela is what we're going to be talking about. This is the virtual platform that you will be seeing a little bit more of with this presentation a little bit later on. For those of you that have not visited eXp World, please reach out to Mayor. We are absolutely happy to give everyone a guest pass so that they can explore what Virbela is and what eXp World is. But it is our virtual office. It is the future of real estate. And as we talked about, especially in this year and a half of a pandemic, this was something that for us, we never skipped a beat. This was not a response that we did to the pandemic. We have been around for 12 years. So this is something that has been our normal for over a decade. So we have perfected this. Next slide, please. There we are. So this will take you through a little bit about our leadership at our parent company. So as we said, this was founded by Glenn Sanford, and he is the chairman and CEO of eXp World Holdings. Jeff Whiteside is our chief financial officer and chief collaboration officer. John Tobison is our CIO. Jim Bramble is our chief legal counsel, and Courtney Chakaroon is our chief marketing officer. On the eXp Realty side, next slide, please. Thank you. We have Jason, who you just heard from. Stacy Onen and Dave Kennard are both co-presidents in the US. Alex Howland is the head of Virbela. And then Jim Wong is the president of eXp Commercial. And with that, Mir, I pass the floor back to you. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you. And of course, Jason, myself, and the entire team are on for the finality of all of this for any questions that may come up.
Thank you so much, Michael. Exciting. Ilaria Profumi is our regional director. She's well known for many agents as she was heading some of the largest teams in the world. And now she's with us at eXp. And I'm learning, Ilaria, I'm in this business for so many years, and I've been learning from you in the past few weeks so much. Thank you so much for your leadership, and welcome.
Thank you, Mayor, and hello, everyone. Thank you for being here this afternoon. I'm truly humbled and proud to be speaking in this panel and working with you and your team in the growth of eXp in Israel. I'm going to tell you more about eXp competitive advantages that Jason and Michael were talking about. A unique growth model. Being virtual, we have the ability to support the growth of our agents with no desk fee, no royalty fee, and no franchise fees. This gives agents an opportunity to participate in one of the industry's most rewarding agent experiences. Our top producing agents drive transactions which helps to attract other top talent like yourselves. and only full eXp success and your own. Our operating model allows for easy expansion, which will help to power our growth in the countries we are targeting this year and the years to come. eXp also offers the unique opportunity to our agent to become a shareholder in the company and celebrating the company's financial success. Our agent-centric value proposition is another differentiator. Mary is going to go into detail for Israel in a few minutes, but eXp model gives agent the control to build your own business. We have a competitive commission structure, a revenue sharing program for attractive agents, plus equity awards for meeting certain production criteria. And our growth is exponential. We just announced in May, eXp has excited 55,000 real estate agents across US, Canada, UK, Europe, India, and Australia. This is important milestone represent an incredible increase of agents year over year. But in addition to all of this, and part of why I love being part of eXp is the dedication to the core values. We are agile, collaborative, we are a community, fun, innovative. We operate with utmost integrity, provide services in our communities. We are financially sustainable and highly transparent. And the expansion. We are currently successful in United States, Canada, Brazil, Mexico, Hong Kong, Colombia, Puerto Rico, Australia, UK, South Africa, and I can be continued. We are announced 4 more countries that will be open by the end of this year, the next of which is Israel with you, Mayor. Next, we will move on Germany, Japan, and Panama. We intend to open in the countries with critical mass, which will help you as an agent working with a truly global company. This is just the beginning. We are gonna be busy and I can't wait, sincerely. But now I'll hand it back to Mayor to give you some more detail on exactly what eXp Israel can do for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ilaria. Ilaria Profumi, thank you so much. Now let's talk about the business here in Israel. And I'll tell you right now, if you're not interested in making lots of money, you don't have to continue with this presentation. If you are interested, let's get into it. So about our team in Israel, let's move on to the next slide. We are going to have a combination of the abilities that we have from this global team and some of the market companies here in the market that we can work with, and we know we'll take the best of both worlds. And I'll tell you what I mean. This is not a traditional company. This is not a franchise company. Look at our global team. And I need to mention Megan Kelly also, that helps me a lot. There's a global team around from executives, experience from around the world. When we work as agents, we can always 24 hours a day get all the training, questions. There are different departments available, experts, IT. I never seen a company that large, and I've been in this business for a long time. I never seen a company that moves so quickly, makes decisions on the spot, and has the ability to get an expert from every field in every country. I love the fact that it's a global team. I love the fact that all the management is from all around the world. And let's move on to the next slide, Danielle. Our team in Israel is one that I'm very proud of. Probably right now, one of the strongest team. And we've chosen our leaders carefully. We've chosen them to be the right leaders to grow in Israel. Leaders with values that understand the market. I'll mention the first one, Tom Barron, a transaction specialist. He came from one of the largest competitors here in Israel, has an experience as a successful agent in New York, a trainer, a coach, he probably knows or is well known and knows a big portion of agents in Israel personally. Tom surprised me over and over again. Whenever we speak about somebody, Tom, I never mentioned it to you, but whenever we speak to somebody about someone, you know them. Not only you know them, you train them. Tom trained a large percentage of the successful agents in Israel. Ofek Budbul, also from our industry, one of the leading trainers, also one of the largest competitors. Both Ofek and Tom decided to join us to make a difference. Agents for agents. And about myself, I'm not gonna speak highly about myself, but I'll tell you that I have a vast experience in creating and building brokerages in Canada. I founded the Real Estate Association here in Israel, and I probably know a lot of the agents in Israel personally, for sure the successful ones. So welcome, Tom. Welcome, Ofek. I know for many, it's a surprise now. We never actually announced that you're part of our company. I'm so excited to build this company in Israel together with you. We're partners, and we're going to make it together. It was a pleasure so far, and I know it'll be exciting ahead. Let's move on to the next slide. Now, once again about our model. I'll let Tom explain the structure, but there are 4 ways that agents can make money, but it's not only about money. It's not only about earning money. It's about building wealth, building your future. Agents have one major problem. We're super lucky. It's an important profession, but we have one problem that many agents share. We have to work really hard on our next deal. And then once we do the deal, we need to work on the next deal. And then another one. And it's tiring. We're not building always a business. And we are at eXp having the ability now for every agent to create their own wealth and build their individual businesses. Even if it's within a team, you can build a business with the team itself. 4 ways of making money, and I'll let Tom elaborate, but I'll tell you about the 4 ways. 1, first, and most important, we have the most generous split than any agent in Israel can get. When you join us and you make a deal, you'll get the biggest percentage of the commission to yourself. Not only that, and that's part of our community, when you're so successful and you love what you do, and I always tell agents, the best way to recruit, just love what you do. It's the passion, it's the excitement that will bring. And once you're successful, agents naturally want to join you. But when they join you this time, you're going to start sharing your wealth with them. When you help them, you sponsor them, they make money, you can help them, but you're going to get money back from the company. Once again, from the company itself. We appreciate you as a partner within eXp by allowing you now, and those are not just words, we're allowing every agent, when you make money, you're not just making the commission. You can now convert a percentage of the commission. And if you remember, I told you about the millionaire agents. That's how you can do really, really well for yourself. You can convert some of the commission into shares. This is a publicly traded company in NASDAQ. Some of the money you make, you can allocate yourself. You can build a future and wealth. And if you watch the stock, this stock is growing in a staggering way. I cannot even share because I'm not allowed maybe to share, but exponentially. By the way, ask me again, what does eXp means? You can get and allocate 5% of your commission towards stock, but not only that, at a 10% discount. So you are already at Advantage Point, you're a partner. And for those who are super successful, the star agents, we recognize you. Tom will elaborate on that. But when you become a star agent, most of the money that you gave to the company, you get back. So if you made $1 million shekels, for example, it's all yours, almost the entire amount. And not only that, now you got recognized and you'll share your knowledge, expertise, and you're gonna get a lot of pride. You're gonna share your knowledge and expertise with your community of agents. We're gonna make sure to share our knowledge and expertise from our community in North America and from our company here in Israel. We'll combine the two. Israel is really gonna gain the best of both worlds. Now, let me move on to the next slide, and I need to say something. Tom Barron, that many of you may know, will explain our model. At the end, you can ask any questions you want, and feel free also to ask in Hebrew. Tom, the stage is all yours.
Thank you very much. I'm very excited to be a part of this panel. Some great people in this company that just spoke before me. And I'll be sharing a little bit about the model that we'll have in eXp Israel. So first and foremost, we have a one-time joining fee of 360 shekels. Then you will have a monthly cloud fee for our technology at 180 shekels. The split, as Meir mentioned, is the best split this industry has ever seen. We're going to be paying 75% to the agent and 25% to the company. Now, there's also a cap. What does a cap mean? It means that when an agent reaches 280,000 shekels in gross commissions, he caps. What does it mean in caps? It means that 100% of his commission he will be earning. He won't be paying the 25% anymore because he just capped. This is on an annual basis. So every year it resets. But if you reach 280,000 shekels within 3 months, the rest of the year, you'll be earning 100%. Now, when you do earn 100%, there is a transaction fee, post-cap transaction fee of 650 shekels per transaction. Next slide, please.
I want to explain something and highlight. Imagine yourself, you're a 500,000 shekel agent or a million shekel agent. The reality is that most of the money will be in your pocket. Think about it. You're 800,000, you're grossing 800,000 shekels a year, 750,000 or so, 740 will be in your pocket. It's unheard of. You're actually working for yourself. You're building up your wealth, and you can get shares at the same time. Sorry, Tom.
Okay, thank you. So here's a little bit about the revenue share, because this is a unique value proposition that we have with eXp. So whenever you sponsor an agent, that means that you shared with an agent how great the company is and how lucky they are that they have the opportunity to join. Once they make a commission, you will be earning 3.5% of their gross commission. Now, this part will come out of the company's end. It won't come from the agent's end that just made a commission. So the company will compensate you and offer 3.5% from the gross commission. Now, this is on the first tier, and you can make up to 9,800 shekels per agent who cap. Okay, if they didn't cap, it might be a little bit less, but it can reach up to 9,800 shekels. This continued to be paid as long as you keep a status of an active agent and the agent that you sponsored and brought to the company keeps earning commissions. Next chair, please. Next slide, sorry. Now, let me go a little bit deeper into this. What you have 7 tiers. It doesn't end at the first tier. So what we want is, you can see actually here in the slide that if you reach a certain amount of people or certain amount of agents, in this case, like on the first tier, if you sponsored 5 agents, you will actually be opening your second tier. What does that mean? It means that if you brought 5 agents and each one of them also brought an agent, that agent that you brought will be earning up to 9,800 to them, and you'll be actually earning more. You'll be earning from those second tiers up to 11,200 per agent. Again, depends how much they do and if they reach the cap, but either way, once they close a deal, any commission that comes in, you'll be earning, basically creating what's called a revenue share and start building a residual income. Next slide, please. Here we go into deeper details of the whole 7 levels or 7 tiers, okay? And we can see on the left side, we have on the orange 7 tiers. In the middle, how much you'll be making or up to what amount you'll be making for an agent in each tier. And on the right side, we'll see the number of agents that you personally need to sponsor in order to open a tier. So once you sponsor that agent on the first tier, up to 9,800. If you reached 5 active agents, you're gonna be opening the second tier, and then you'll be able to earn up to 11,200. And it moves on and on and on. I think the numbers are in front of you, gives you a great idea. The funny thing is that when you reach the 7th tier, you'll be earning per agent up to 14,000 shekels per year. This is staggering numbers. And this is exactly what allows people to build a residual income for the long run. And how actually Michael shared earlier, people have decided to retire their parents, they retired their family. There's a lot of value here. Like, I think the numbers speak for themselves. Next slide, please. Okay, so here are some equity opportunities, okay? Agents in eXp can actually be shareholders, okay? Because the company is public traded in the NASDAQ, we have some options with shares. What does that mean? So we have the agent equity rewards, okay? So when you close your first deal, the company will compensate you with shares at value of 400 shekels. Just like that, just because you close your first deal, every year you close your first deal, you get shares at a value of 400 shekels. Now, when you cap, and hopefully you do, you'll be earning another surprise, 800 shekels worth of shares, valued shares. Just like that, because the company loves you and they want you to keep earning shares. This is like unheard of in our industry, that you'll be earning shares in, again, as Meir mentioned, the stock is amazing of what's happening over there, and people became millionaires just by holding stock. Now, when you sponsor an agent, okay, you bring someone to the company and they close their first deal, you will be earning as their sponsor 800 shekels in stock, or value of 800 shekels in stock. Again, those are things that I've never witnessed before, not in our industry. And it's part of the thing that actually makes me most excited about eXp. Now, we also have the agent equity program. That means that anytime that an agent closes a deal, they can actually take 5% out of their commission and buy stock at a 10% discount of market value. So every time, you just think about, like, you want to put a saving deposit box or whatever, every time 5%, but instead of just putting cash, you're actually getting stock. And whoever knows, like, the stock market knows that at the end of the day, stock market keeps going up. And this company, just check the stock. I think you'll understand exactly what it means. I think I shared quite a lot, so it's good, Daniel, you're good. Quite a lot. And as our icon person in Israel, I want to give it back to you, Meir, and share a little bit about the icon agent.
Thank you, Tom. Before I'm talking about the icon agent, I have to tell you, while you were talking, I'm thinking in my head, you know, I've been a fairly successful agent for years. When I started my career, and I was thinking in my head, oh my God, I wish we had this program when I was an agent, because I would have been doing really well. So here's the opportunity for everyone who's not part of this program. Now you have an opportunity, because it wasn't available to me. This opportunity was not available to me when I started the business, but now it is available to everyone. Icon agent is super interesting. I met many agents in Israel that can be icon agents. Agents that closed either 40 transactions per year or made 1 million shekels in gross revenue. 1 million shekels, 40 deals. You know what happens next? I'll tell you what's happening next. When you contributed to the company, you're getting back for yourself almost the entire amount, 35,000 shekels in stock of the company, which grows. Hopefully will continue to grow. You get another 7,500 that will be available in 2 years, and another 7,500 shekels. They'll be available right away. But the beauty of all of it is that at the end of the day, as I mentioned before, as an icon agent, you're recognized, and I think it's a great pride. You're starting to be helping the community, sharing your wealth and knowledge. We'll promote you, and most importantly, you get almost every dime that you give to the company back, and you're getting shares. You're creating, if you can imagine, if you're consistently successful and you're an icon agent year after year, you're creating wealth for yourself, for the future, your pension. After several years, as I told you in the beginning, whoever was listening, they're millionaire agents that are eXp agents. This was not available to any other company. Available right now, mostly at eXp. And now we're coming to Israel with this offering. I was asked even today, yes, you're an Israeli agent and you're successful and you decide to get shares. Yes, you'll get shares in NASDAQ, publicly traded company. Almost like we're in a startup nation, almost like a startup company. How much we love stock options, how much we love stock, how much do we love participate? How many Israelis became wealthy because they were participants? Now we offer that to every agent. You're part of it. You're successful and you get stock options. We love you. And by the way, and I love the agents of Israel. There are no agents like the agents in Israel. And there are so many reasons for that. And we can move on to the next slide. So, as I mentioned before, here in Israel, we're sort of lucky. And I'll tell you why we're lucky. On one hand, we get all the technologies that are available, or most of the technologies that are available in the US. eXp spent tons of money in R&D, developing better systems for agents for agents, creating leads, marketing tools, templates, calendars, websites. It's all going to be available, and I have to be honest, it may take some time. But why are we lucky? And nobody knows the market more than myself, Tom, and Ofik. I'm telling you right now, not many know, between the three of us, the Israeli market as much as we know. And I know whoever knows us knows that what I'm saying is true. What we are going to do is we're going to create a success. We're going to coordinate whatever there is in the US. By the way, my phone is being, whoever doesn't know, I'm using my phone, and it's probably agents that want to join us. So I apologize. If I get phone calls, it's agents that want to join us. And so we're going to take everything from the US and we combine it with the abilities and our knowledge from different suppliers and technologies available in Israel. And we're going to combine digital signing, CRMs that are available in Israel, and they'll take some of the databases of available properties and more surprises that I'll tell you about it in the future, in the near future. And if anyone has any questions, feel free, by the way, at the end of the webinar, feel free to ask. There'll be some exciting information that we can share, also in Hebrew. And we are going to have a similar webinar also in Hebrew, entirely in Hebrew, probably in the next week or two, we'll announce it. And let's move on to the next slide. Something that is very interesting that I find about the way the company works and the technology, two aspects to it. We are going to have a portal that is going to be built. And I'll share with you some of the ways that an agent can use the advertising tools and campaigns. But we're going to have a portal, online portal. An agent that needs anything is not going to need, and it's a huge advantage. We're not talking about your manager or your franchisee. You can have access to experts from all around the world, from different platforms. But you can have your own little portal where you can manage yourself, get your websites, get your listings up. The portal will distribute your listings. And not only that, you'll be able to download your marketing materials, buy marketing materials. All is going to be with a click of a mouse. From your home, virtual reality, something that was unheard of. And I believe that eXp was ahead of time. Everyone now is catching up with COVID and trying to be much more technologically advanced. eXp does it for years. We're so far ahead, so much ahead. And I have to tell you, I've been watching what the different teams are doing. Speed of light. And let's move on to the next slide. So whoever knows Olfek and Tom, and whoever knows me, knows that I always promote agents and their ability and their knowledge, not only to negotiate deals, but also understand the complexity of the deal. And I don't know many other countries. I know Canada really well, real estate wise, but deals in Israel are complex. There's a lot you need to know. Once again, agents in Israel are going to gain from both worlds. On one hand, you're going to be exposed to training, coaching, available brokers, advice, technology, any question you want, 24 hours a day in our global platform. We created an entire world that you can have access to. If you're an eXp agent, you can have your peers and colleagues available on a platform very similar to Facebook, Workplace. You can have ask questions, communicate, see how, and I always tell agents, you want to be successful, you want to be creative, you don't have to create the wheel. Just look at other agents outside of your sphere. Look at other agents maybe in Italy, maybe in Spain, maybe in Manhattan. See how they work, see how you can learn from them and adopt. Us in eXp, we have the ability to give you access to all of it. But on top of it, I mentioned that our industry in Israel is super complex. Tom, Olfek, and myself, Danielle, you can live in the same slide, it's okay. This slide is okay. Tom, Olfek, and myself will make sure that we'll also provide you with the best training that Israel can offer. So when an eXp agent comes and meets clients or other agents, we know they're the best equipped. They understand the market, the economy, negotiations, listing presentations, different issues that we have with the authorities in Israel, so complex, legal issues, family law. We're going to make sure you have a vast, wide information about all those issues that you know always better than your peers and your clients. Because in Israel, unfortunately, our industry is not as developed yet. We're working hard to make sure it's developed. But eXp agents will be ahead of the curve. We'll make sure through our university education, you'll get the best training. And we promise, we're going to make a promise, to have at least one session per day from one of us, explaining and educating the market on top of everything else that is available around the world. Now, Israel is very interesting right now, and I'll explain how. Every agent in Israel that works hard knows now that we have a huge wave of inquiries from overseas. Israel is changing. And I think since COVID, it became even more attractive for buyers to buy in Israel for investment, vacation homes, or people that make aliyah that move to Israel. Agents, especially in the central part of Israel, are getting inquiries. 56,000 agents around the world now are available and know that we are here to serve them, to collaborate, to get leads. And I don't know if Tom, I didn't even tell you, and Olfek, I didn't tell you, but my phone is full of messages and calls for the past few days. Somehow, I'm not sure how, eXp announced internally that we're heading now, and I'm the guy that is going to be leading the Israeli team. And I'm getting now calls from agents, excited and exciting, but excited agents. One of them his name was Alex Schwartz from Calgary. I'm not sure if he's listening to us. And you should listen to his energy. He loves eXp. And you know what he said, Mayor? He said, Mayor, I want to make sure we tell the agents in Israel about eXp, and I want to start recruiting in Israel myself, because I want to start making also sponsorship income, residual income, not only from my Canadian friends, but also from Israeli friends. We have no borders. And what you see on the slide now is our auditorium and a small piece of our world. We created an entire world. eXp was created years ago. Entire world, a virtual world, when we have offices, courses, university, auditoriums, playgrounds, agents to agent, places where they can communicate. We are going to have in Israel our own little place that we're proud of in this world, where we're going to communicate. We're going to build a community, and we'll explain more about it in our future sessions. It's all in the works, and it's exciting. I told you about the portal that every agent has access to. This is just a small example of an agent that doesn't require his physical brick and mortar office anymore. You can have an access not only to your world, but you can have access to your portal. Anything you need, we're about to launch with 150 products. It'll take some time. I'm honest about it. But our goal is to have 150 products. The Chelsea is heading our marketing team, and Ryan, they're amazing. We're going to create products that will help every agent to market themselves. Mass emails, postcards, letters, business cards, you name it. You access it, pay for it if you need to, download it, and you have it right on the spot. That's the beauty of their technology. Traditional brokerages will need to start changing. The industry in Israel, the real estate industry, is about to change. eXp is coming. And I promise to tell at the end, what does eXp stands for? Well, there are many answers. But every powerful word, and many words start with eXp. Every powerful word, if you think about it, exponential, expansion, expensive, starts with eXp. Everyone can relate to eXp. But to me, eXp is powerful. I love the word eXp. I love this slogan. And I know in Israel it's new. But when you're an eXp agent in the US, you're a proud agent with the big X in the middle. And I'll tell you, in Ra'anana, which is an English-speaking city here in Israel, I just heard, it's a rumor, but I already know names. Some agents are walking around saying they're eXp agents, even though they're planning to be future eXp agents. Unbelievable. Not only did I get phone calls, I hear about the stories. As I said before, just about the slide, we're going to integrate Israeli portals, companies, and technologies into the North American abilities. Our agents are going to have the best of both worlds. And we can move on to the next slide. To conclude, my eXp, and I love the agents of Israel, we want to share this knowledge and the ability for every agent in Israel to have the access to build wealth, stability, to become successful, knowledgeable, to build their future, pension, ability to have freedom to their family. We're here to help you, myself, Tom, Ofek, and the beauty, not only us. It's not a franchise company. It's not a local team. You have access to a global team that includes Hilaria, Michael, Megan, Jason, our CEO, global team of experts, Carl, Chelsea, Ryan. I'm being exposed to Olivia, Catherine, so many experts, so many people that we learn from, so many brokers. You can ask a broker in Canada a question about negotiations if they're available, 24 hours a day. We're here to make a difference. We're here to expand. Exponential starts with eXp. So now anyone can ask any questions to myself, Tom, and Ofek. My name is Mayor Glusberg again, and I'm here to answer any questions. We're going to have also another session probably in the next week or two. You're going to hear a lot about us starting next week. Our official launch is the 14th. We're working around the clock, and we're determined to make a difference. Tom and Ofek, are we ready? I believe we are, right?
We're ready.
Yeah.
So, any questions? We're here to answer. Thank you for watching us, by the way, and listening. That was easy.
Tom, we have a couple of questions in the chat. I don't know if you want to start with them.
Sure thing. So we have Sam Stein that asked if we have an ability to pay through a tlush. A tlush is a pay stub, or each agent needs to be עצמאי, which is self-employed, like the usual real estate arrangement. I can answer that. And yes, it's going to be the same as any real estate agent. You have to be self-employed. This is not a pay stub type of job. I'm going to move to Eli Itzhaki. He's asking if the software that Meir referring to is KV Core. Now, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but KV Core is just for the US. Am I correct about that?
You're absolutely correct, Tom. Yes.
I want to jump in about the jobs. I want to jump in about the job since we referred to a job. There is an interesting opportunity right now. I say before, eXp chose the best that we think for a company in our country, Tom and Ofek. We're looking for an office manager. And maybe it's an opportunity. There is a reason we didn't hire anyone yet. We want to find also the best individual that want to join this exciting team. So just since we spoke about jobs, I'm just throwing it out there. Cool. We can move on to the next.
I'm going to continue. We have Ron Tager asking if do we have a PowerPoint presentations in Hebrew that they can get access to with our Israeli contacts. So I guess Ron is thinking about sharing this information with his contacts in Israel. He wants to share a PowerPoint presentation in Hebrew. Meir, am I right that we have something that is it ready to be shared, or is it in the works yet?
It's in the works. We want to make sure there's only one chance for first impression. We want to make sure it's amazing. And when we know it's amazing, it's going to be amazing. Everything we're going to do is going to be amazing. So we're waiting a few more days. And I believe that the person that asked Ron, which this is a very interesting example. I don't know if it's the same Ron, but there is an agent that travels a lot to Israel, is a U.S. agent that also works a little bit here, and he's here now, wants to recruit for eXp. This is part of being a global company that has no borders. You know, everyone says, oh, we're global. This is a borderless company. You can be from Texas or from North Carolina. Somebody contacted me, or somebody today from Nahariya told me she's from North Carolina also, I believe. And she said, Meir, let's meet. I want to recruit here in Israel. And this is amazing. And we can move on to the next question.
Ron, I just want to refer to Ron and say, like, Ron, if you don't mind leaving us your email address, we might just actually have it. We're happy to share it once it's ready to be shared.
And Tom, I'll just add to that Meir did say that we will have another webinar in Hebrew. At that point, once we have the Hebrew webinar, we will share that Hebrew presentation with everyone that's in that webinar and anyone who has requested it. So up until that point, we are sharing this presentation with everyone that is registered for this webinar as well.
Excellent. Thank you, Michael.
Of course.
I have Orion asking if there's a portal we can refer people to if they want to look in eXp. So I know our website for Israel is in the works and should be ready soon, but not ready yet. What do you guys think is the best website to share with them at the moment?
So I would share expglobal.partners. We will be updating everything with international at that point in time. Once we go live with Israel next week, that portal will be obviously live at that point in time, and anyone can join at that given period of time.
Awesome.
So next week
is back and asking about if he can help from New York. Here we go. We have an agent from New York. Maybe I know him from my days in New York. I don't know. He's going to be happy also for a presentation or some sort of a movie. I think we can take care of that. No problem. Orion is asking, if the portal is going to be in Hebrew. Okay, so I'm going to answer it. We're going to have a website for Israel soon in Hebrew. At the moment, whatever Michael just mentioned, that we